Hello and welcome to I Am with Eric Faria. Today I have my special guest, Roberta Tachihara. She's here visiting from California. We are in New York right now. And we were talking last week about all sorts of things related to realization process. So I want to continue our conversation and okay, Roberta, welcome again.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. A week has passed by very fast.
Yeah. So, as I was mentioning
Yes, please.
previously,
We're talking about the body, right?
we're talking about the organizations of the body and all the conditionings that we have inside our tissues. We call this the issues in the tissues. So we play around the words so that we memorize that this it's real. And so I was mentioning about parts of the body that lots of people have constrictions, even though it's very individualized how we really constrict our body, how we tense up, how we close to the experience that we have or we had when we were little. People do in a different way. There are certain things that are very common that most of human beings do that. So I was talking about the pelvis and talk about the belly and also the chest, the abdominal area, the chest. And then I would like to talk a little bit about the neck.
Sure.
And the neck is very interesting because I have been working with people for a while, and the neck is one of the most difficult areas for people to find and to be present. And last week we are doing the practice of the hands, and I'm saying find and feel your hands internally. So when I give the instructions about the neck, people normally they have a lot of difficulty to find the neck. And the reason is the neck is related to also our power to speak, to express ourselves. And as a child, many times our parents told us to shut up, or you want to scream, and they say don't.
So we have to be quiet.
We have to be quiet. And so we learn to be quiet by constricting the neck and become absent here. So another area of the neck that people don't think about much is food. Also, as a child, many times they give you something that you do not want to eat, but it's good for your health.
Yes. Like vegetables.
Like vegetables. Your parents are not doing that because they hate you. It's because they love you.
Sure.
And that's why it's important to understand it's not about only traumas or horrible things, but also good things that the parents are doing, but we don't understand and we don't want to do because we are a child at that time. So we constrict. So if they are giving us certain food that we do not want to eat, and they are forcing to eat and forcing to eat, we started to constrict also inside of the neck. So tissues inside of the neck. Most people who have issues with food, nutrition, diet, weight, normally they have constrictions not only here, but also constrictions in the neck.
Wow,
because
that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is really amazing how this impact also our whole life, in fact, because we get nutrition from here.
Right.
Also. So it's an area that a lot of people do not find, but we work with it until, and there's ways of, techniques and ways of, that I guide so people can find their neck and also find the power of their voice. Finding the right to express yourself. How many people we know that they don't express their needs, they don't express their necessities, they don't even know their needs, and also they know they cannot express. Another area that we constrict a lot, believe it or not, is our head, our brain, and also here people press a lot. I think school, trying to understand, trying to know more than you know, or this is too difficult. We constrict a lot of the head as well. So this is also an area that we work with. So people sometimes have headache, sinus
I used to have a
headache.
lot of headaches as a kid. Yes.
Yeah, so this is mainly focusing or feeling that, oh, I'm not smart enough. And that feeling also, it's pervasive for a whole life until you really clear that. And it's important to clear because we don't want to carry those constrictions anymore.
No.
It's important now to release them. Very important for our health.
To let them go.
Yeah.
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 So, as you were talking about these different areas of the body and how we connect with them, so I am assuming that a process of transformation occurs, correct?
Oh, definitely. A
So,
deep transformation.
what happens in
Yeah.
during that transformation?
Yeah, so what happened is first, this is not a linear process,
Mm-hmm.
even though as you practice, you will feel that you're more and more present in your body. And some people think, oh, if I do this, I'm going to be present here. And it doesn't happen this way. It's like almost like a spiral. And you can be becoming really present in certain areas that you were not. And it's beautiful to see. It's really beautiful to witness the transformation that happens. So the person normally changes a lot.
Right.
And I have my family telling me how much I changed, and that's good because family normally don't see that.
No.
And they say, wow, you are a different person now. Much calmer, much more tolerant, more respectful. It's really beautiful. So this transformation happens quite fast, in fact, because areas that we have already psychologically worked on, they are released faster also because they are ready. So
Even if they have been there for decades?
oh, decades. I have a lady who is 82 years old, and she came to my house and have a class with me. We were not even doing private session. It was a class with others.
Yeah.
And she released something from her shoulders when she was 2 years old.
Wow.
And she's 82.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
So she carried that for 80 years.
Decades. Yeah,
Wow.
8 decades. 80 years. So things disconnected are connected again. And also, physiologically, there is also response to that. So neurologically, the brain connects to areas that you have been completely disconnected for decades. So it brings health also. This is also very important. People with pain also. And I have had people who came because they have pain, and the pain goes like this. Even if there is a physical cause for the pain. Even myself, I had that also. So pain really reduced because a lot of the pain is caused by constrictions. We do not know even why they are there. So the transformation also helps, happens not only in terms of emotions or in terms of physical sensations and reducing pain or even getting rid of pain, but the transformation also is in finding your individuality, finding who you are. And that matches with the program because we are here into I am.
Yeah.
And if you ask, who am I? We have a lot of ideas, but this fundamental consciousness, this divine consciousness that is really us, it's present here now, not when you're totally purified. It's already here.
Sure.
And that's why we can connect with it now. And that's the beauty of it. So in discovering this this consciousness, we find our individuality. And we can talk about that. What's the result of that?
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, so I want to talk definitely more about that. And so hold that thought, and we will be right back after this. Stick with us.